Hi everyone, my name is Rishit. Today is the 7th of August and I'll be making my weekly prediction for Tesla before the market opens. So this prediction is still valid and I don't have any extra information. And as usual, we'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts and then conclude the video. But before starting this video, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information in this video is completely for educational purposes and it's unadvised to take trades based solely off of this information since markets are subject to risk and can result in hefty losses if they are not taken into consideration and have prior analysis before entering positions. And on this note, we can start the video. So as usual, we'll start with the monthly charts. As we can see, we did have this long-term downwards trend line, but that was breached by the month of June. However, then in July we did have a spinning top, which did put a halt to the upward rally that we were starting to see for the past 6 or 7 months. And we can't predict on this month, so taking into consideration all the previous months' data, we can simply say that we will have to wait for the close of this month to determine the next monthly trend. Because if this close is, again, a red candle, and hypothetically, if it's a large body candle, then we have a downwards rally on our hands. But if the market does close upwards, then again, we have a continuation of the bullish rally that we were seeing. As we can see, the RSI is now at a more of a horizontal pace, so we don't exactly know where it's going. And again, we have a little bit more obscurity on our hands. We have to be careful for the next month while taking trades because the RSI is horizontal and does not have actually any directional view. Next, if we go to the weekly charts, we can see this in a little bit more detail. We can see that we did have this trading zone, which was finally breached, and then we continued going up, and then for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks actually, the market has been consistently going downwards in a downwards pattern. So we can see from this that the bears actually do have quite good momentum. Since we have this large red body candle, then we had a momentary upwards week, then we had another red candle which just negated all the returns, which people would have made off of long positions. So we see that the average RSI is still moving upwards, yet the RSI has now taken a turn for downwards. So it's important that we wait and be a little bit more considerate for this week, at least until we have a directional view as to where the market is going. So once we head to the daily charts and confirm the prediction, then we will talk about where the market is going and how to trade if you want to trade Tesla. Now we can see that this trend line is clearly going downwards, and we can see that for the last 2 weeks in particular, the market has been trending downwards. And we see that we have this candle here, these two here. The market closed up, opened a little bit higher, went high, got rebounded by the trend line, and went downwards. So it's important that we wait for some closes before taking a position. Since what tends to happen is gap up and gap down, so we can see happen quite often here in the daily charts. So because of this, we have to be also a little bit careful. And we can currently see that the daily charts show that the bears have significant momentum as both the RSI and its average are going downwards, confirming this downwards trend that we are seeing. And we could have started seeing this quite early as well, since we see that the average was going down, yet the market was going up, and we see this as a divergence, and naturally the market does end up tilting downwards. So the prediction is that most likely the market will end up going downwards, but in order to confirm this and to be extra safe, we wait for the low of this candle here to be broken, which is 252.00 exactly. And if the market does, and if you want to enter a long position, then you have to wait for the high of this candle to be broken, which is 264.77. So when this does happen, take positions accordingly and decide your risk level and safety, and decide if you want to wait 1 candle or 2 candles, and based on that you decide. But overall, my prediction is that the market does go downwards technically, and obviously fundamental and news events will influence this as well. But as for the technical analysis, I think that the market is going downwards. So on this note, I will conclude the video, and I'll see you next week.